Hey, and welcome to the QB Show, starring Woody Adams, Don Brolin, and myself, Stacy Kildall. We'd like you to take a minute to visit our sponsors. Our show is brought to you by the following. Avalara.com, an amazing sales tax engine to help you make sales tax less taxing. Exact Online, an online inventory solution specializing in manufacturing and distribution. Tsheets.com, an amazing time tracking solution. Skyline from UnidataIT.com, QuickBooks and software hosting. And Zencash.com to help manage your accounts receivables. We hope you enjoy the show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the QB Show, formerly Radio Free QuickBooks. I'll be one of your hosts for this evening, Woody Adams. I'm a product specialist with Intuit, and though I am an Intuit employee, Intuit's not really affiliated with the show, though, you know, I got a T-shirt and stuff on. You guys can probably see it there. But the opinion statements or views expressed by me or Stacy and Don might not reflect the opinion statements and views of Intuit. So just wanted to mention that. But thanks for watching and or listening. Really appreciate it. And for those of you that are used to our older format, thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying this. And with me tonight, we have a pretty fun show tonight because we have a couple guests, which we'll mention soon. They're coming on in about 15 minutes. But Stacy Kildall and Don Brolin are with us as well. Stacy, live from LA. How are you doing today?
I am live from LA. You can see I'm in my hotel room here at the glorious LAX Hilton. I happen to have a poolside room, which is very exciting to me.
Nice.
So I have a nice big door wall, as many people would call a sliding glass door.
Yep.
But in the Mitten in Michigan, we call it a door wall. I also have a new shirt. Kim Hogan, my friend Kim Hogan, she's in sales at Intuit. She made me. Yeah, she had this special made with a little bit of bling, pink. She got like a couple different colors, and she got the pink bling for me, so I'm excited. So I thought I would wear that because I think for sponsors this week, just Intuit, because we have some big things that we're going to be talking about that Jim McGinnis announced here at the LA, the California County Show.
Oh, nice.
Don Brolin, how are you? How are you?
Excellent. Can you see me? Woody, you can still see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. That's right on, buddy.
Yep.
Excellent. I am excellent. Thank you.
You must be in the
Yeah,
Jeep
I'm in
or
the
something.
Jeep. I can, there's nobody in the back right now, as you can see, so we're good there. Things are safe and sound here in the Jeep, as always. I'm stealth, as usual, in the Jeep.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
nice.
it
That's
rocks
good.
out.
And now, why are you in the Jeep? What are you doing? Something special?
Yeah, my daughter's best friend is graduating tonight, and she's a valedictorian. She's pretty fancy. That's what I would call people like that. And so we, watched the beginning of the ceremony, and then I came out to do the show, and then I'm going to jet out for 10 minutes because she's going to do her speech, and then I'll jet back out again. It's the life of being mobile. It's rocks.
No, that's
you can do
awesome.
anything. You can do it all.
Very exciting.
I should bring you guys all in and listen to the speech.
Right.
That would have been a nice little touch.
That would be cool.
We didn't
you can
plan
still
that.
try to do that. Now,
Maybe next
before we bring one of our guests on tonight, as we have two, and they'll be joining us soon, but I see one. But before we bring Joe back on, I just wanted everyone to notice that behind me are two framed portraits, pictures.
I love them.
It does look much better. One is of a kind of a rural bar scene, and the other one.
You still have your two friends though.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You see that? Dang.
Yeah.
And the other one is of Big Ben, the towering clock in London. So
awesome.
Nick frantically hung him quickly while I was eating before the show, just so we'd have it, because I just didn't want to go another week with a white wall.
And we appreciate that.
Wendy, bring me a tack. I need a tack.
No, Joe, come on. We hear you
Can't
great.
let Woody show me up, man.
How's it going?
I need a tack. Yeah,
okay.
I gotcha. Yeah, bring it on, pal. Bring it on.
Oh, no. That's awesome. Joe, how's it going there tonight?
It's going great. It's going great. Excited about our topic tonight. I have been biting my tongue, as everybody on this call who's under NDA for the last, several weeks. And I am just excited we can talk freely about this super exciting thing that's coming up in the fall.
Yep, so. And we haven't even mentioned it yet. We were going to wait for Kara to come on. Yep. I think Kara, is it DeFrias?
Yeah, DeFrias. Yeah,
DeFrias. So yeah. Kara will be on, and of course Joe Woodard back. I think he was on last week, and then a couple weeks before that. So we're all gearing up for Scaling New Heights. Very excited. But Joe, thanks for taking the time coming on tonight. We'll start talking about the big deal in the fall, and we have a bunch of questions on your involvement, what you're going to be doing, and when Kara comes on, probably in the next 10 minutes. But you guys have anything cool you wanted to share now, QuickBooks related, now that we're all on the call together and waiting for Kara, that any cool engagements that have come up or interesting things that have happened to you, any of you, if you could?
I got to present. I had a really good session here in LA, so that was fun. A lot of really good questions. We did a walking tour. They do the walking tour where you get free CPE and you go around and you visit different vendors. So you only have 10 minutes. And I happen to think, because I've done walking tour here at the California Accounting Show a couple times, and all the speaking engagements, all the webinars, all the live events I've done, I mean, even when we had like 1,000 people in the room when we did the keynote last year at Scaling New Heights, Joe, this 10 minutes is probably the most stressful 10 minutes of speaking I have ever done in my life, because you only have 10 minutes and you have a lot of information that you want to pack in, and I think I did okay today, and I even had enough time to get about 4 minutes of questions. So I ripped through the content, but I got my messages across. But I also was really excited because I actually got to answer quite a few questions. So that's all I've been doing.
What did you cover, Stacy? What did you cover?
So in the session yesterday, we did QBOA, so we did QuickBooks Online Accountant stuff. And then I also sort of incorporated a lot of navigation tips, because what I found, and I'm just going to start doing that in any sessions, is talking about the duplicate tabs, because what I'm still hearing when we're talking and we're at these trade shows and we're at these conferences is they still don't, a lot of accountants who are not familiar with QBO don't know that you can have multiple windows open, so they don't know how to, they still are having problems just navigating the product. So we did QBOA, and then a lot of navigation tips, and then we talked about the Cloud Pro Advisor program. And then today, in the walking tour, we did, we talked about a little bit about QBOA, and just because you don't really do demo because it's only 10 minutes, so you just do kind of like 3 or 4 slides. We talked about, I pointed out batch reclassify, I mentioned the bank reconciliation tools, I think batch write-off, or no, avoided and deleted. There was a couple like QBOA tools. Then we also talked about notes and tasks in the new QBOA from the client list, and how you can use those internally for the different users that you have set up, because they have multi-user now in QBOA. Talked about how easy it is to use the bank feed to manage bookkeeping and doing kind of like after-the-fact stuff for your clients. And then we also talked about transaction messages within the product. That's not necessarily a QBOA feature, but it's a feature in QBO where you can, if you see a transaction and you have a question about it, you can sort of leave a little message for your client, and like, hey, do you have some documentation, or hey, what was this, and that kind of stuff. So that's what we did. We had a lot of really, really good questions. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been traveling. So I head home tomorrow. 9 days. I'll be gone. It was a 9-day trip.
Well, congratulations. Good work, and I'm sure your family is excited to see you back home. That is cool.
I hope so. I'm hoping.
Is part of your, when you're showing stuff with the navigation tips, have you done much with creating a top icon bar?
Say that again?
You know how you can, you create your own user just for QBO stuff in Chrome, and then, that bookmarks bar?
Yes.
Have you, done any with that where, all the, I've found that for people that are so familiar with the top icon bar in desktop, creating that top icon bar in your bookmarks bar in Chrome is really helpful because it's just like one click away from really anything key you do daily in QBO.
Right, so I don't necessarily use that because I've never been an icon bar person. I've always been a menu, like a drop-down menu person when I'm dealing with desktop. And so, and it's one of those things where it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and a lot of people do that. I use Chrome users for different things. So I have one Chrome user for the show. So I can click the Chrome user and it's logged into that Google account, and I can just go right to YouTube. I can go right to the Google Plus page, and I can manage it. I have my personal Chrome user, which is Original Stacy, and then because I have problems with my Intuit IDs. I've done training a lot over the years for Intuit, and so I've had to create a lot of different Intuit IDs. And I don't want to clear my cache, my cookies, or my history in my browser because then that kind of blows out my clients' banks don't recognize my computer. So I use different Chrome users basically for different products. So, like, I have one Chrome user for, like, my IOP account. I have one Chrome user for my QBOA account, things like that.
I like that, because then you're always auto-logged in, right? When you go to it, you're pretty much in. And
yeah, and then the other thing, too, is I actually set up different bookmarks, like different folders on the bookmarks bar in Chrome. And so I can click, each client has a different folder, and so then I can just I can just open the folder and then do what I need to do. So if, like, one client, all I really do is deal with bank feeds, and another client I'm doing some specific reporting and things like that, I can bookmark exactly what it is that I do for each one of those clients. And I create a different. Some people use, some people like the Chrome users, and it's just like whatever works. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just kind of whatever works. But I think everybody's on the call, so I'm going to shut up.
No, that's great. And I think Dawn just either came back in or left, but she did have to go and watch a bit of the festivities at the graduation. She'll be back. So Joe's been on. We talked to him a bit. Stacy, Dawn's back. Myself, Woody Adams. So thanks for watching the QB show here. And we also have a special guest, Kara DeFrias. Welcome to the QB show. And how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Kara.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you folks doing?
Good, hanging in there.
Good.
And so, Kara, I think it's the first time we've met, so nice to meet you. And I just wanted to know, before we ask the questions and you announce it, and then we'll have Joe weigh in, and you guys can kind of go back and forth. And also, I have a series of questions for Joe and the involvement with the National Advisor in Woodard Consulting with the big event that you're going to announce. Could you first take a little bit just to explain kind of what you do, how long you've been into it, et cetera, just to so we can get to know you.
Both of you.
I think she's still there. Yeah, I think you're in twice.
Yeah.
Wow, the beauty of live
there you are.
production. So what was the question again?
Just kind of who you are and how long you've been into it and what your role is before we do the big announcement.
Yeah, totally. So I've been with Intuit about 5.5 years. I just moved to the corporate communications team from TurboTax, where I worked since the beginning, and I lead brand and innovation experiences in my day job. And in my current job, I am co-executive producer of our first external conference for QuickBooks people.
Yes, nice. And that's kind of the big announcement Joe was alluding to. I think we had kind of mentioned it a couple times on the show, but what is this big event? What's it called? And let's start there.
Yes, it has a name. Kara, tell them the name.
So we are thrilled to announce QuickBooks Connect. It is a conference we're holding in San Jose on October 21st to the 23rd of this year. We're very excited. It's the first time we're bringing together the ecosystem, so we'll see accountants there, we'll see small business owners, developers, entrepreneurs, all in one place, all talking to each other on the breaks in the aisles, in between courses. We've got great main stage keynotes, star power, lots of fun things planned in between sessions, a lot of experiential stuff, a lot of opportunities to connect in ways that folks have never been brought before, and truly in a way that only Intuit can deliver.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on that. I've known about it for a while, and it's real exciting. So 3 full days?
So depending on who you are, yeah, the main day is going to be Wednesday the 22nd. And that's when all the blockbuster keynotes are going to happen, all the breakout sessions. We have some pre-conference workshops as well as some post-conference workshops, and those will be announced shortly. The website is live, so if you go to quickbooksconnect.com, you can register and see all the pre-conference workshops we have lined up. Joe's going to have a lot more to talk about in that regard. But yeah, we went live and we're excited.
So why did Intuit decide to host this event now?
You know, that's a great question. It's something we've been talking about for years, and now is just really the right time as we shift QBO from the product to a platform that really, you know, if you've seen Harmony and everything, it really brings the whole ecosystem together. So it was really just not a matter of if it's the right time, but when's the right time, and everything's just teed up really nicely for the event to happen now. And
I guess it took a while to pick the name. How did you guys come across that name, QuickBooks Connect?
You know, it's funny. I worked on events for years. I do TEDx events, and I worked on other shows like the Oscars and the Emmys. And coming up with an events name is actually really difficult because everything's taken. And before, you just didn't know any better, but now with the internet, all you have to do is Google and see if the URL's taken. If the URL's taken, you're toast. So it was a lot of brainstorming sessions. It was a lot of bringing a lot of people together. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is that we actually reached out to our communities and our Intuit customers. We talked to accountants, we talked to small business folks, we ran our ideas past them. So, you know, a lot of what we're doing, and it's what we do at Intuit, is we start with the customer in mind. We always try to think from a customer-backed mindset. So once we had some names, after a couple of brainstorms, we said, let's throw it by some people and see what they think. Got a lot of great feedback from some key folks out in the community, and ended up with Quickbooks Connect, which what I love from a producer standpoint is, you know, we can really play on that in the San Jose Convention Center, and there's a lot of opportunities to help folks to connect, so they're not just staying with the 5 people they already know when they come to conferences all the time. So we're really looking forward to how that plays out in the event space.
That's awesome, Karen. Thanks for answering that. I have one more question for you, and then I'd like to bring Joe in on a few things too, and then circle back with you if that's okay. What about this show? Because, you know, we have Scaling New Heights coming up in really 10 days. I think we're flying out getting in on the 15th or what have you, but that's 16th through the 18th, and then there's several other conferences. What about this show that will be different from usual, other trade shows that we go to every year?
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say everything, right? So from the speaker selection to the breakout sessions to the way that we're even thinking about lunches, you know, it's not going to be go over and pick up a box lunch and then go sit in your corner and check your email all the time. You know, there's going to be celebrities and industry leaders, and, you know, if you go to a show and you might think that I'm going to hear how to be a better accountant, we might surprise you. We might have somebody who comes in and teaches you how to be a better storyteller. Because really, as a small business owner, an accountant, or even a developer, you know, telling your story in a compelling way is key to getting your point across. You're going to have the latest tools and technologies, but the thing is, it's not going to be theory. It's going to be practical. It's going to be hands-on. It's stuff that if you're not already practicing it at the conference with the guy who sits next to you in a session who you just met, who's your new BFF, you might be an accountant, he's a developer, and you find this way you guys can work together, then the minute you get home, you're going to be able to put these into practice. Okay.
No, that's awesome. So, and I was actually checking out the QuickBooksConnect.com site. You have a lot of that, a lot of stuff there, and a few of the people that are speaking that we know so far, and that's where you can go to register. So, Joe, how are you and the Woodard Events Group involved in the QuickBooks Connect?
Well, We are extremely honored to have Intuit approach us to partner with us around this event. We definitely have earned our stripes now going into our 6th Intuit-centric event, Scaling New Heights. And Intuit said, okay, well, you've got learnings, you've got experience, and you definitely understand the accounting audience. Now, I want to reinforce something that Kara said. QuickBooks Connect is not an accounting show. QuickBooks Connect is a small business show, and accounting professionals are many times small businesses, and if they're not, they still support small businesses, so they're part of that small business ecosystem. So, but because of the fact that QuickBooks Connect is going to have a very strong accounting professional presence on a lot of levels, collaborative, facilitated with small business and developer, and education for accounting professionals, Intuit approached us and said, look, you get this demographic, they know you, they like what you bring, especially in terms of product training, and we want to partner with you to produce the accounting professional training throughout the QuickBooks Connect experience and the entire week. So, so leading up into QuickBooks Connect, there's going to be a separate pre-event. You can learn about it, or at least you can learn about the concept of it on the QuickBooks Connect website right now, that we're going to offer QuickBooks Pro Advisor certification training, preparation training. We're not going to offer the testing, but the certification preparation training. And then we're going to offer advanced post-certification training on QuickBooks, a lot of training very deep on the complexities of QuickBooks Enterprise solutions with advanced inventory, all before QuickBooks Connect starts. Intuit is very much aware that there's a very large install base on desktop and that their pro advisors have the need to be equipped to support its users and its customers where they presently are. But Intuit also knows that the future is the cloud, and the future is QuickBooks Online as both a solution and ecosystem. So after we've taken care of meeting the needs of the accounting professionals where many of their clients, not all, but many of their clients are today, we're going to transition very quickly to both challenges to embrace the future and empowerment to embrace the future, and say support your clients on some of them where they are today and many of them where they will be tomorrow, and that's a QuickBooks Online universe. So, so it's going to be a full week that is going to offer everything a pro advisor needs for where they are now, where they need to be going, where their clients are already heading, and embrace the present, embrace the future, and we're thrilled to be part of all of the components that involve accounting professionals.
Well, it sounds really exciting. And that day you're talking about, the pre-conference event, that's a Monday certification day?
Yes, there's a Monday certification day, but for those of you who have the full gambit of Intuit certs, it's something rare for you as well. If you already have your certifications and you've earned those, or if you would rather earn those through the online experience, we do have other advanced QuickBooks Desktop training on Monday. Now, that's not part of the actual QuickBooks Connect experience, meaning that it's a pre-event, but it is going to be in the same city. It's going to be in the same week because we wanted to minimize travel. And, and we'll be producing that event under the Scaling New Heights brand. And then, and then we will segue into the QuickBooks Connect event on Tuesday. Those events will begin spinning up on Tuesday afternoon. And then the peak day, the big day of QuickBooks Connect is Wednesday. That's our main stage day. And that's when we're going to hear from people like Scott Cook and Brad Smith and many other very, very exciting names yet to be revealed.
Yeah.
And well, Dawn, you have any thoughts on what you're hearing so far?
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. Obviously, I'm probably less in the know than most people on this call, but I'm learning more and more, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fantastic. I cannot help it, but Joe, I'm going to pick on you for that cup for maybe the rest of your life. I can't help it. I've been holding it back, but that cup.
I'm all about branding placement. Can you see that? I mean, I got this. I got this. It's a partnership. It's a partnership. Hey, and Kara has her branding placement too. Kara's got an Intuit bottle back there. Stacy's wearing an Intuit shirt. Yeah. Woody's wearing an Intuit shirt.
No memo. Not even a memo, Joe.
You're nowhere near the club.
I got nothing. Yeah. I think I've been moved out of the circle. I think I'm in some kind of a square somewhere. But it's all good. It's all good. It's in my
Great.
blood. I'm not gonna, that's fine with me. But the hand positioning, it's impressive is all I want to say, Joe. No, I think it's gonna. I'm just really excited about what. Like, I can't wait to hear more about what's going to happen. I think that it's very, very exciting. And Kara, I think I met you at one of the foundation events with. I'm a terrible person because I can see her little face. She's adorable. But I think it was out in California, maybe.
Yes,
that I met you.
Yeah, and I'm glad to hear that you're excited about it, because I think one of the things that will hopefully be exciting to folks is we're looking for those unexpected delighters, right? When you come to a conference, there's what you expect and what you get. And I think as you start to hear about more of the speakers we're thinking about, and you start seeing how the space is going to be laid out and how we're tackling things as simple as the trade show floor, it's very unexpectedly delightful. And I really look forward to, especially you diehards, when you get in there and you get us your full, honest feedback, your no-holds-barred feedback. You are the folks that I'm really looking to crack that nut and see if we can impress you guys too.
Now, I just want to, since Woody, because whenever Woody involves me, then I get to kind of say what I want, sort of. Yeah. But in the background, I have two questions for you, Kara. Number one, I can't see the bottle that well, so I'm curious if you could just reveal what that bottle is behind you.
This is a 3D printed bottle of plastic, and it just says Intuit on it.
Okay, I thought it was a wine bottle. That was the first question, so thank you for sharing that.
It could be.
It could be. Maybe that's our next step. Maybe that's our next innovation. And then the other, I see the trophy to your right. That's your left. There it is. With the arm up, I'm trying to do the arm. What would that be? So sorry, and then that'll be my only questions. It's on the question list.
So this is timely. It's a 2012 Markham Platinum Award for Chris Repetto and the APDPR team for their trade show exhibit. Nice segue, Dawn.
Oh, thank you.
Unlocking the Power of the Cloud.
Wow, awesome.
I'm not going to ask why you have the trophy. We'll just go on from there. So he must, you are probably the one who did all the work. That's all I'm going to say about that. You put the booth together.
No, this isn't my office. This is just the corporate comms room. So everything's in here that everybody did.
Well, I love it. That's awesome. Thank you for playing with me. I love to have fun, but I am very excited because I just want to make one comment that it doesn't sound like it's really a conference type event. It sounds better. Not that conferences aren't awesome, but it just sounds different. It just sounds different than anything that has been done before, and that is what I'm excited about that. I think the fact that you're bringing the business owners, and we are business owners, obviously. Stacy and I and Joe. Woody, you help small businesses all the time. So we're influencing them and helping them with the things that. And so I'm excited that you're going to kind of bring them all together and, like you said, allow us to kind of work with people other than who we always work with, right? So I'm excited about that.
Well, and that's wouldn't it be nice at the end of the conference if people just said, I just don't use the products. I'm not just in the ecosystem, but I am the ecosystem.
Right.
And that kind of plays out with the people you meet, with the conversations you have, with experiences that you go through while you're there.
Right.
I mean, those are the kinds of things when you see that you have these 4 diverse audiences, and like I said, that we can bring them together in a memorable, meaningful way that's not just talk, but really action-based. That's something that you jump at in your career to have that opportunity to bring those folks together and create that moment for them on October 22nd.
It should be quite the ultimate networking event too, if you have small businesses, accountants, developers, as well as Intuit there. So that's really exciting. I think it's a great idea. Joe, can you talk about the accountant experience? Because most of our audience with the QB show and formerly Radio Free QuickBooks are practitioners or QuickBooks consultants or accountants, etc. Can you tell us a little bit about their experience at QuickBooks Connect?
Absolutely. It would not be a QuickBooks show if there weren't QuickBooks technical training. So QuickBooks technical training is going to be a component. Certification exam preparation is going to be a component, including certifications on QuickBooks Online, which I think everybody should get. So go for it. If this is your moment to get that knocked out, knock it out. There will be on-site testing for QuickBooks Online. We're still working out the details. So you can actually walk in, take the training, walk out certified. That's an awesome ROI. But there's much, much more than that. There's going to be practice development training, and as Kara alluded to, it might just be a little bit different than some of the practice development training. We're going to have some traditional growth, professional development training. We're going to have traditional panels about industry trends and things like that. Of course, those are staples. But we're going to have those surprise moments where we might just approach accounting success from a very different angle. I like the one that Kara kind of teased us with about, being better storytellers, or maybe being better public speakers in general. There might be some softer skills on just sort of who am I as a person and who am I as a professional, and what does that translate into the way I relate to my clients. And then a big component of all the experiences is facilitation. We want to make sure that the accountants are interacting with the small business owners. We want to make sure that the accountants are interacting with the developers, and not just by having a conversation with them at their booth. That's like any trade show. That's, again, a staple. It's going to be bigger than that. It's going to be deeper than that. It's going to be much, much more collaborative than that. And it's not going to speak to, I'm the developer, how can I sell you my product, or how can I sell through you to your clients. Again, that's a great booth conversation. But in those interactive moments, it's going to be, how are we all part of one big economic reality, and how by working together are we stronger than by working separately? That's one of the major goals.
I love that. One big economic reality. I'm gonna maybe a T-shirt or a bumper sticker, something
with
like
Joe's
that.
face on it.
Yeah, one big economic reality. That's awesome, Joe. So can you guys? I know Kara had said Brad Smith, Scott Cook. Do you guys have any other names yet, or are they still holding back to announce?
So we have a couple, and again, a couple that I think will surprise you, because I don't think you would think necessarily QuickBooks or accountants and small business owners and think some of the names we are engaging with right now. And I would say probably in the next week or two we'll be able to surprise you guys with some nice ones. Joe, if you have any, though, that you're ready to release, feel free.
Well, I do have some that have committed to the show. So, Kara, with your permission, I will go ahead and mention a couple that have given me a firm commitment. Is that okay?
Yeah. Go for it, man.
Awesome.
We have firm commitments from Darren Root, from Gary Boomer, and from Greg LaFollette, excuse me. So, and those are definitely the key thought leaders within the accounting space, and that we're thrilled to have all three of those marquee players in the show. Michelle Long is going to be joining us for certain, and those are the folks that I've just had time to kind of reach out to initially. There will be, even within the accounting tracks, a few that are going to kind of surprise you a little bit, and unfortunately we're still working on the details on those, so I would love to be able to send out those intriguing names. But now that we kind of have our foundation set, we're definitely going to build on it with some kind of different experiences, not typical of other accounting shows.
Well, that's good. I like hearing that. You know, to have it be different, and like Kara was saying, how different it's going to be, pretty much everything. But Joe, if someone is watching the QB show, or they find out that there are going to be speakers, do they just come talk to you about being a speaker, or you know?
Absolutely. They need to come straight to me with that. If they go to anybody else at Intuit, they're just going to forward it to me anyway.
Okay.
My email address is my first initial last name at scalingnewheights.com. So J Woodard, 1W, J Woodard at scalingnewheights.com, and or info@scalingnewheights.com, and my team will get it to me. And awesome. That's the easiest way, and we would like nothing more than for anybody with a lot of speaking experience to let us know what their catalog is. Call this an official call for speakers. That's fine. We'll collect them. We obviously have a limited number of spots, and we'll make our selections very carefully. But we hope everyone will be deeply engaged if they're actually in front of a mic or not. But please do some of your stuff.
That's going to be exciting. That is. Stacy, are you able to hear yet? Because Stacy was having.
No, she said she
internet.
I can hear a little bit.
You can hear it a little.
Okay.
So, Stace, you got any thoughts on the QuickBooks Connect conference?
I'm really excited about it. I already tried putting hashtag out there for it. I wasn't sure what Intuit was going to do with it. So as soon as McGinnis talked about it yesterday, I was there for the session.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, hashtag QBC 2014, and but I also did QBC 14, so I wasn't sure where you guys wanted to go with that. And I have kind of an announcement about it. So we have had a QuickBooks, like a Radio Free QB LinkedIn group for quite a while, and Kathy Iconis has a QuickBooks Online user group. Laura Redman is another QBO person. She's got another LinkedIn group. And for the Roadshow last year, I created a LinkedIn group for all the attendees that were in Roadshow. And so what we're going to do is I'm actually renaming the Find Freedom in the Cloud LinkedIn group to QB Connect. And then Iconis and Laura, so Kathy and Laura are going to come in and they're going to help me manage that. Basically, we're going to shut down all the other groups so that people, because right now it's really hard for people, there's so many different LinkedIn groups, and because this event is really geared towards small businesses, the accounting professionals, the third-party developers, we're going to actually sort of consolidate and combine all of those, and we're going to start putting the messaging out this week, and so we're going to have one big LinkedIn group for everybody to kind of get the conversation going and sort of talking about the event and sort of making connections before it happens. So we'll have all summer with that LinkedIn group to kind of make those connections and get things going, and and kind of putting everybody together a little bit beforehand. So the three of us are going to manage that together. I'm really excited about being able to. I've been waiting to be able to do that. So in the LinkedIn group isn't anything that Intuit is owning or anything like that. They've basically just given me their blessing or their permission to kind of be the unofficial LinkedIn group to get that conversation going, and I'm really, really excited about that. So we should have a couple thousand people by the time we, it's not going to be a huge LinkedIn group to start, but hopefully it does, and hopefully after the event and during the event we can use that. If we have to, we can make subgroups, for different subjects and things like that. But hopefully during the event and then after the event we can kind of keep the conversation going and then keep it going, every year and just, connecting people. That's really what our show is about. So I thought it was a nice thing to be able to do, is just combine everything and work together to do that.
Well, that's cool. That is awesome. Great idea, Stacy. It sounds like it's going to be a great party. Kara, what about the cost and how to go to register? So if someone wants to go to QuickBooks Connect.
Yeah, no, great question. I'm glad you brought it up. So we really don't want the cost to be a barrier, so we looked across a lot of conferences that are of similar caliber, see how much they charge, and we really don't want people to not be able to come, because not only do we know that cost is sometimes a barrier, but we also know, you're taking time away from your job, and that costs money as well. So with both of those things in mind, it's actually early bird right now. So between now and July 31st, it's only $169 to register. And then Joe, you got an announcement about Scaling New Heights and pricing. You want to share that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to say Intuit. Intuit is going to offer the registrants of Scaling New Heights 2014 with the special pricing of $99 for the entire week. Everything that's offered for accounting professionals Monday through Thursday at noon. You can participate in every bit of that, every piece of that for only $99 if you are an attending registrant of Scaling New Heights 2014. So I think it was very generous of Intuit, and it lets me to speak to something that might be in the back of your audience minds. What is the future of Scaling New Heights in a world where Intuit has a major corporate event? And I think that this is just one indication that Intuit is saying, look, we're standing behind Scaling New Heights. We've got a long-term 6-year relationship with this program, and that support is not going to go away. As a matter of fact, Intuit's made it very clear in extremely strong and specific ways to say we're behind your event for the foreseeable future. We're going to continue to provide speakers for it. We're going to continue to promote it. We're going to continue to conduct this event in cooperation with you. But then everybody might be saying, but then again, why? Is that not redundant? And I would say, no, it's not redundant. Scaling New Heights is a conference specifically designed for certified QuickBooks Pro advisors.
Right.
And that is an extremely niche audience.
Right.
It is a subset of a much, much larger Intuit ecosystem that exists in the space that also needs to be trained, that needs to be empowered, and needs to have facilitated interaction. We do not have a small business audience. We do not have an entrepreneur audience. And though we have developers involved in our show as exhibitors, we do not train those developers as they will be trained at QuickBooks Connect. So, if I were just to speak for a minute to all of the highly engaged pro advisors, and I would say to the certified pro advisors or those that plan to earn their certification within the next 12 months, you need to be at both events. You need to go to QuickBooks Connect because it's indispensable for you as an engaged member of the ecosystem. You need to go to Scaling New Heights because it is a drill down opportunity for you as a deeply engaged Intuit. If I could draw an analogy, Disney has a convention they call D23. I know about it because I'm a Disney file. That's the actual name for me. Disney has termed people like me. I'm a Disney file. So all of us Disney files have an event called D23 that we go to. Now, we still go to the parks, and we go to the parks a lot. As a matter of fact, my daughter is 7, or will be 7 in June, and she's gone to the park 13 times.
Wow.
But we also go once a year to D23 because we are that serious and that big of fans for Disney. So I would say if you consider yourself to be a mega fan of Intuit, an Intuit file, then you need to be at QuickBooks Connect. It's your baseline. It's your Disney park, right? I mean, what kind of an Intuit file would you be if you don't go to QuickBooks Connect?
No, that's a good
But what kind of a D23er, right? What kind of an Intuit file would you be if you didn't go to the conference designed specifically for you as a certified pro advisor? So
exactly.
Just work it in your schedule. Go to both. I will promise you that both these events will be distinctive. They will not be repeats of each other. They each have their own qualities, their own characteristics, and their own unique experiences. And you won't regret making the investment in both.
Awesome.
No,
Stacey?
and I think it's very. What I was going to say is I think it's very doable to do both of them. I think you can budget the travel if you book ahead of time. You can get pretty good deals on the flights if you have to fly. Like Dawn and I do from one side of the country all the way over to the other side of the country. But also the event in and of itself is really, really affordable, and that's what I was really excited to hear, that Intuit made it really affordable. It's not, a $900 or a $1,200 conference to get into. They're making it, I think, on purpose. Kara, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have purposely made it so that it's a really affordable event for small businesses, accounting professionals, like Dawn and I, who, maybe it might just be them. They're just out there just as a pro advisor or accounting professional. They might have, like me, maybe 2 people working for them. Dawn has minions now. She's got a big staff. Her team is a little bit bigger. But for those smaller, it actually might make it a little bit more affordable for us to actually bring our team with us as well. So dollars to 3 or 4 people to an event. Now we're only spending, maybe $1,000 to get, everybody there, and then, with the travel. So I'm really excited about this.
Nice. Well, and thanks there, Stacey, and Joe and Kara. Any last thoughts you want to leave with us? I think we're actually going to end the show right after your guys' segment. So we've gone through all the questions, and really appreciate both of you taking your time out of today or tonight for Joe to come on the QB show and really break this news about QuickBooks Connect. Again, Scaling New Heights coming up in really 10 to 12 days, and that's in San Antonio. Hopefully you guys have already gone to scalingnewheights.com and signed up. We'll see you there. So
yeah,
we'll
I
all
want
be
to say,
there.
and I want to say a couple of things too. Kara and I are going to have another conversation for the members of the National Advisor Network this Friday at noon. So if you are a member of the National Advisor Network, or if you want to join, there's a 60-day free trial, so you could join and engage with mine and Kara's conversation on Friday at no commitment, no cost commitment to you. Do join us for that. We might have, who knows what might happen in 4 days. We might have another exciting name to reveal or something like that, but definitely we're going to have a drill-down conversation. We're going to talk a lot more specifically about the Pro-Advisor experience, because 100% of NAN members are certified Pro-Advisors. And then I want to say, too, I'm going to announce here, we're going to be announcing this publicly tomorrow. We have decided to, largely because of the Brad Smith and Luis Sanchez taking the stage and Jim McGinnis taking the stage during our general sessions, we've made the investment this year in a very professionally produced live stream of the general session experience. So we're going to be dropping an email about it, but you'll be every pro-advisor in the country, every accounting professional in the country, and if they want to, every small business owner in the country is welcome to go to scalingnewheights.com and sign up to watch that stream for free. And just the general sessions will be streamed, which is just 8 hours during all of the 32 hours of the show. So those that made the investment to attend live are definitely get their money's worth. They get all the networking. They get all the CPE credits. No CPE credits to the remote audience. But that remote audience, nonetheless, does get to hear what Brad has to say, which is he's going to have some very exciting things to say about Intuit's corporate direction about the show in the fall. Luis Sanchez is going to reveal some extremely exciting developments in the Pro-Advisor program he's been working hard on. So if you're a Pro-Advisor and you're impacted by the Pro-Advisor program, make sure you tune in to listen to the leader of the Pro-Advisor program speak directly about what's coming up for you as Pro-Advisors. That'll be on Tuesday afternoon. And then on Monday morning, compliments of Intuit, we have Frank Abagnale, who will be presenting, who will be personally telling the Catch Me If You Can story. So you're going to be able to hear, if you've watched the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, you'll be able to hear Frank tell his story in his own words live at scalingnewheights.com. That'll be Monday morning at 8 o'clock Central Time, June the 16th. Now, registration for this will open up tomorrow. All Pro-Advisors who have subscribed to our list are going to get an email. But if anybody here is in your audience and they haven't subscribed to our list, just go to scalingnewheights.com beginning tomorrow, and you'll see a prominent link to participate in that experience. Now, unfortunately, that does not get you Kara's $99 Scaling New Heights special. You have to actually get on a plane for that one. But it does give you a little taste of what we're offering there in June.
That's great. Well, thanks for that, Joe. And Kara, any final thoughts or words?
You know, really looking forward to meeting as many of you guys as I can when you get out here, and really digging in deep when the conference happens with accountants to hear what they have to say, if it's meeting their expectations, and how we can make it a better experience. Because a big part of the conference will be listening for us, right? I mean, we'll be busting our humps, putting on a great show, but we're also there to listen, to hear not only about the show, but how everything else is going with them. You know, the executives will be there. They'll be walking around the floor talking to people. Right. So, you know, we really are looking forward to having a conversation at the end of October with everybody. So head over to Quickbooks Connect today. Register now. Get that early bird special. Save yourself $30. Treat yourself to a dinner or something with the extra money. And look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Awesome. And that's QuickBooksConnect.com. So Kara DeFrias, Joe Woodard, Don and Stacy, thanks a lot for hanging out here in the Google Hangout and QB Show and discussing this awesome QuickBooks Connect conference coming October 21st through the 23rd. Yep. Although it's really 4 days.
For accounting professionals, there's an optional Monday start. So
love that one.
We'd love for you to join us for that one too. And do make the investment in this, folks. Even if you live in Maine and you have to fly to San Jose, okay, clear out your inbox on the airplane, and San Jose is beautiful in October. So just get away from the snow and and enjoy a fantastic event. You do
Did
not
you just say
want
snow?
to miss this.
I will so smack you in a week and a half.
No. All right.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks a lot for your time tonight, and thanks everybody for watching the QB show, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks,
right
everybody.
on.
Bet.
Thank you, Kara.
You're welcome.
Joseph.
Bye, guys.
As always.
Great to be here.
Love you, Joe.
Throw away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle. We're high up in the clouds and we're never coming down. So get up, get up, get up, get up in the cloud. High up in the cloud and we're never coming down. So get up, get up, get up, get up in the cloud. Throw away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle. We're high up in the clouds and we're not